is Guo Wengui. Guo is a self-proclaimed dissident from China.
But he's now a wanted man in his homeland.
The charges he's facing are very
He is charged with
serious.
fraud and money laundering, as CBS 2's Alicia Reed explains.
Controversial Chinese billionaire Guo
Beijing
Wenwei
is seeking his arrest.
Guo Wengui is also known as Miles Kwok. In the public eye, this name may be accused of being a criminal, but Miles also has tremendous support for his innocence.
Free Miles Guo!
How did a Chinese tycoon end up in a U.S. jail without bail? Why is he the eyesore of both the U.S. and Chinese governments?
I think you are potentially China's #1 enemy. The government, not the people.
Some say he's a hero, others a villain. Or could he be a victim, a designer, or a rapper? Let's delve deeper to uncover the truth. Who is Miles Kwok? Born in 1968, Miles came from a poor village in China's Jilin province called Zhaozhago. His parents worked hard to raise 8 boys. Miles was the 7th. Miles grew up knowing what it was like to be hungry and cold. During the Cultural Revolution, the whole country was in chaos, and Miles caught the urge to thrive rather than just survive. At 7, he was selling popsicles in the village. By 12, watches and jeans. At 13, he had his own steamed bun shop. And by 15, he was fixing and flipping motorcycles. Afterwards, Miles moved back to his roots in Shandong. As a teenager, Miles was the guy known for the best motorcycles around. In 1985, he met the woman who'd become his wife, and soon they started a family. During this time, Miles's youngest brother remained by his side. Miles's elder siblings found themselves in respectable professions as well, ranging from teaching to law enforcement and military service, accompanying him on their journey towards a gradually improving and happier life. But in 1989, everything changed. That year, China was in turmoil. Students took to the streets of Beijing, demanding democracy and freedom.
Going to march. 10 minutes clear. Why? I think this is my duty.
Feeling the pull to support the cause, Miles sold his motorcycle and gave all his cash to the student protesters. But the government wasn't just cracking down on the protesters. They went after anyone who supported them, including those who donated money. One day, in May 1989, Miles, his wife, 2 children, and his younger brother were gathering in Miles' office when 2 drunk cops barged in to arrest Miles. During the confrontation, the police fired 8 times. 2 bullets almost hit his wife, who was holding the baby, and 2 bullets hit his younger brother in the chest. That night, the police took Miles into custody while completely ignoring his brother. 2 days later, Miles's brother died in the hospital from the gunshot wound. Miles would end up being detained for 22 months in the Xingfeng Detention Center, a place that would forever change his life. In detention, Miles encountered many others who believed in the student movement and democracy. They were teachers, lawyers, writers, and young activists. Despite the lice, moldy food, and damp conditions, these brave people held on to their ideals. Miles watched as each of them were executed without any dignity. The sorrow of losing family, enduring unjust imprisonment, and spending 22 months in confinement, watching innocent, like-minded intellectual mentors put to a cruel death, ignited within Miles a new life purpose. The first thing Miles did upon his release was collect his brother's ashes from the crematorium. Miles's life was never the same from this moment.